Hi there and welcome back to A Maker Studios YouTube channel. My name is Lianep and normally you'll find me on my own YouTube channel, DIY Beauty on Purpose, where I create beautiful home decor all on a budget. Today we have for you a fun and easy DIY and is very patriotic, perfect for summer. Before we get started with the DIY, I want to show you what I am going to be using so that way you can take notes and hopefully recreate yourself at home.
The first thing we're going to be using is this grapevine wreath that I actually thrifted a while back. I used it for a Christmas decorations. You can still see some of the glue and the glitter, but I removed everything from it because I wanted to reuse it for a patriotic wreath, and that's what we'll do. We're also going to be using an American flag. This is one from the Dollar Tree, but you can certainly use any American flag you may have at home. I'm also going to be using some greenery. This is some faux boxwood that I get normally on Amazon, but sometimes I do find them at Walmart and even Dollar Tree sometimes, but mostly I get mine on Amazon. I'm also going to be using one of these little wood blanks from the Dollar Tree. They're $1.25 and they have some bigger ones as well. We're going to use the small one because we're going to cut it down a little bit anyways. We are going to be using A Maker Studios reusable mesh stencil. This is one that I recently got and is really cute, and I love all the fonts that it has. It also has like this little greeneries and like birdies and home. It's just really nice. So we're going to use this one, and we're probably going to end up cutting the stencil that we need. And we're also going to be using some red and blue ChalkArt. This is their paste, and this is the red one. It's called Love Is. And this is a blue one that's called God Bless America, which is very appropriate for what we're making today. And then of course we're also going to be using Squeegees. We'll likely use this one. I gotta wipe it, but we're probably going to use this one, and I think that's it. But if we add anything else, I'll let you know. All right, so you're probably wondering, why is this wreath form white? Well, it didn't look white before. It was just a regular brown color like you see here, just like you see any other grapevine wreath. But I painted it white because I wanted it to have a more frosted, Christmassy look for the original wreath that I had it for. But I think it's going to work really well for this one that we're making. The way I painted it is basically I just took some regular paint. I believe it was chalk paint for this one. Just gave it one rough coat. Basically, I wasn't looking to fill all the little nooks and crannies. I was just looking to give it more of a snowy, frosted look, as if snow had fallen on it. So, but today we're not looking for that snowy look. I just like the way that it's already painted in white, and I think it's going to look great for the color that we are, or for the style that we are looking for. So that's the story behind my white wreath. And so the next thing we want to do is we want to get this flag. Have you seen those wreath with the flags on them? I love them, and I just knew I could recreate one very inexpensively, and hopefully we can do that today. So we want to remove the flag from here very carefully because I don't want to tear the flag, of course. So let me see if I can just remove this part here. Yep, we're just gonna remove that. That was easy enough. Perfect. Now we have, you know what, I'm going to cut this piece of, there you go. Okay. All right, so now we have a more manageable flag, and we will be putting it on there as we need. One thing I want to do first though is we want to go outside in the garage, get this cut. I'm thinking I'm gonna cut it maybe about, let's see, let's measure. Let me look at the, maybe about 6 inches. I think that should be good. And again, give or take. It's okay if it's not perfectly at 6 inches, but that's about 6 inches right there. Let's go out to the garage and cut this. Alright, so now we are going to just lightly sand that edge. Once you use a miter saw or a miter box, you're going to get a little bit of splinters. So you just want to grab any Any sandpaper is fine, just to sand it down. Make sure that it is nice and smooth. You're not going to get any splinters. Okay. Now we're going to be painting this with Amy Howard paint, and this is a beautiful white tone. Although it has a little bit of a grayish undertone, I really like it. I used it once before and I really enjoy it. So we are going to give it this tone. That way it has a little bit of a contrast from the wreath that is already bright white. And I think one coat's going to be sufficient, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And we're going to do this part first, even though we're not going to attach this part until a little bit later when the wreath is, you know, has come together. But we're going to do this first so that it has time to dry and we can then just put it on. Because then after this dries, we want to add a stencil. All right. I think the one coat, again, should be sufficient. So let's just leave it as is. Let's see how it dries. And if it needs another one, we'll do another one. All right, so let's move on to getting the American flag on the wreath. So I think it's a really good size. Even if you had a longer one, it's okay because we're going to scrunch it. You can always leave it hanging. You can always scrunch it a couple of times over here and just kind of be at par with like the decor. So however you want to do it is absolutely fine. This is the size that I have, and I think it's going to work pretty well with the size of the wreath. So I have my glue gun here ready. And so what we want to do is we want to get it on an angle. So I do want to scrunch it up just a little bit. I don't want to make it extremely tight, but we want to make sure that it's going to be secure enough that it's not going to fall off. So what we want to do, you see where I'm going with this? It's kind of like that. So we want to attach this side first. And it's just hot glue. If we need to remove it, you know, we'll be fine. It's probably going to be very hot. It's probably going to be very hot, so we want to make sure that we use a silicone tool here to keep our fingers. This material of this flag, you know, it is from the Dollar Tree, so it's very thin, very lightweight. I don't foresee this coming off. I think the hot glue and the wood with the material is going to make it stick pretty well. So I'm going to place some hot glue there in the center as well and secure it down. I will come back and tighten things, you know, just to clean it up and make sure that it's not going to be too loose on me. But we don't want to hot glue anymore until I know kind of how this side is going to look. See, like right here is a bit loose, so after we tie this here, I'll go back and just tighten it that way. So, but for now, I'm kind of liking the way this looks. I'm gonna grab one of these little zip ties that you can get at the dollar store. I got it at Dollar Tree. You get like a whole bunch for $1.25, which, geez, you can't go wrong. All right, so we're just gonna, again, just kind of scrunch it where we want to see it. This is going to be pulled down a bit, and let's tighten that there. And we're going to cut off the excess. There we go. Now we have a better grip on it. Okay, so I'm wondering if I want to like hide it in the back or if I want to keep it here. I'm going to keep it here for now, just in case I do want to keep like show. But for now, we're just going to hot glue it right here. Now we're going to, as I mentioned, we're just going to stretch this out just a bit. Make sure that it looks the way we want it. So we're going to move this stick here. Let's cut it. Let's cut that stick. There you go. Alright, we're going to hot glue that there. I'm going to grab my finger protector too. Okay, let's see how it's looking. This right here is still kind of loose. I want it to be nice and straight, so we are going to pull even more. There. There we go. That should do it. I like it. I like how it's coming along. Again, we may tuck this back here. We'll just see how things roll. Okay, so now it's time. Oh, let's take a look at the. It's just a little bit wet, and I think I'm going to do just the one coat. It has a little bit more of a whitewash look. I kind of like it, so we're going to leave it like that, but we're going to let it dry a little bit more. All right, moving along, we're going to start attaching the greenery. So I want the greenery to be on top of the flag, not underneath. So I am going to keep them here. Poke a hole. Let's see if we can do that. We can. Shouldn't be a problem poking the hole. But if we poke a hole here, that way that one can be in there. And then if we could poke a hole here. There it goes. I just pulled it. All right. I have the holes, and we got them tucked in, so we're just gonna add some hot glue in here, have them stick to the flag. And it'll stick really well. Again, that flag is very lightweight, and the material will do very well with the hot glue and then the greenery. And we're gonna put some more stuff on top. So I think it's looking really good. I like the way it's coming along. All right, so let's let that dry for a little bit. Move that to the side, and then let's take the stencil. So if you've never worked with a Maker Studio stencils, the reusable mesh stencils, they are fantastic. They are, of course, reusable, and they always come in their own little container, you know, package like this, which is always nice. And you can always, when you're done using them, wash it, let it dry, and then put it back on and store it until next time you want to use it, although it's not necessary. But so a lot of their stencils come where they have multiple little stencils on one, which I think it's a great idea because you just have so many possibilities that you can create with them. You can also use them where you keep them on here, and then maybe you use some painter's tape. So let's say we're using this one, I can always tape the sides and use it like that if you want to keep the entire stencil as is, or you can cut them into individual pieces as you need them. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to cut the home and the hour, and then that's all we're going to cut for now, because that's all we're going to need. So you're just going to cut them. And when you go back to store them, you can just, like I said, you can just put it back on the plastic packaging it came in. And then what I'll probably end up doing, which is what I normally do, is after I'm done using these, I wash them, let them dry, put them back on the white backing, and then I just place them in here and store them that way. So they last me a long time. Okay, so these are what we're going to be using. Let's bring the piece of wood. I think it's looking pretty good. Oh yeah, it's completely dry. So you look how you can still see that wood grain. I like that. I like that look. So we're going to keep it. And I'm actually going to very lightly just sand the edges. I like sanding the edges because it just gives it a little bit more dimension, and I don't know, it looks a little bit more natural, maybe not so new. And it's just an ever so lightly little distress on the edges. So no, nothing major, no big deal. All right, You do want to make sure that it is completely dust free, because you do not want the dust from the sanding to prevent the stencil to stick. So we are going to do the hour first. And it's just like a sticker. You just remove it and you stick it. I'm trying to do it as level as I can from each side. I could technically cut it here too, but it's okay. I'm just gonna leave it there. All right, so the paste is very, very nice. I love it. I love working with it. I actually just started working with them not long ago and instantly just got hooked on it because it's so thick and it just allows for no runny. I mean, it's just nice. I like it. All right, so again, this is the Love Is Red. It's a beautiful color. And a little bit goes a long way, so let's see if we can do the whole thing with that tiny little bit. There it is. Isn't that easy? I mean, it can't get easier than that. All right, we're gonna quickly let that dry just for a few. We'll help it out too with my heat gun. I do wanna wash this water away so that we can get the paste out of it and then we can reuse it. And then we're gonna come back and do the blue home. And now we're gonna do the home and we're gonna do it the same exact way. We're going to remove it from the back and then place it where we want it, as centered as possible. All right, so then we're gonna use the God Bless America blue, which is gorgeous. We're probably gonna need a little bit more than what we used for the hour, but still not much. So it's just basically squeegeeing it on. Every time I say that word, squeegeeing it. Is that a word? Squeegee on. We're gonna apply it using the squeegee. And there it goes. That's it. Let's remove it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I like it. Look at that. Let me give you a little close-up. It's very, very nice. It is fully dry, and now I am going to take it outside and just spray it with this matte clear sealer. That way, if someone's going to put it on their door or somewhere where there's going to be exposed to the elements, it's going to be nice and protected. So let's go outside. All right, so the top coat is dry, and now I'm going to add some of this leftover nautical rope that I got at the Dollar Tree. I used it for another project, and I just thought it would look really nice if we put some on each side like this, just to kind of fill in some of that side and just add a different level of texture. So we are going to cut this one in half, and we're just going to make a small stripe here, a small stripe here, and just put them there, just like that. And then we're going to flip it over and hot glue it on the back. And then do the other side. Wreath back out, looking very nice. The boxwood is really on there. So now we want to glue this here to the center. Just going to add a lot of glue. And the glue is also going to sort of melt the plastic from the boxwood, and it's going to allow this to really stick. And we're just going to hold it here for a while. All right, I am going to add a little bit more greenery, so I'm going to take this pick from, this is an eucalyptus pick from Walmart. And we're just going to add a little bit more here and there just to fill it up a bit more. I want this to look a little bit more grand, so we're just going to add this here. And we're going to add this one here. already looking so much better. We're gonna keep adding until I kind of see what I like. And we're gonna make it a little bit longer by putting another one here. Whee, a lot of glue. See how that just made it a little bit longer, and we're gonna do the same thing on top. We're gonna put another one right in here, and that just really made it come up just a little higher, and it just looks so good. There we go, much better. These florals I got recently at the Dollar Tree. I think they're gonna look so nice to put maybe, I don't know, let's move this. Maybe one of each on top. So maybe a red and a blue on the top, and then another one on the bottom. But we'll see how it looks. So I'm gonna put some hot glue. Oh boy. There we go. Nice. And then I think a red one a little higher up. It'll look fantastic. Maybe here. We're gonna put some glue. And we're gonna just ever so lightly kind of tilt the flower so it's facing forward. Oh, isn't that beautiful? All right, we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna use a red and a blue. And this time I'm gonna put the red a little on the opposite side of the red, so it kind of evens it out. And it's gonna be closer to the sign here, and then the blue one is going to be a little bit further up to even things out. There you go. And I decided to keep this here. I think it looks kind of cute. I think it adds to the flag, the whole decor on this side. So I think we are about done.
So we're all done. You're gonna have to let me know what you think of this patriotic wreath. I love it. I was thinking about actually selling it in my booth, but I may keep it. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. What do you think of this beautiful wreath? And honestly, made so inexpensively. I already had the wreath, which was thrifted anyway, so inexpensively. The flag is from Dollar Tree. A lot of the florals are from Dollar Tree or Walmart as well. And then the little wood plank is from Dollar Tree. And then of course the stencil, which, gosh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love it. But let us know what you think of this wreath and what you think of A Maker Studios mesh stencil. Have you used them? Have you not? Don't forget to visit down in the description box. There are links to all the products that we use today in regards to A Maker's mesh stencils, the paste, the squeegees, everything you need to create something like this at home. So make sure you check it out. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you can be inspired week after week. And don't forget to visit my channel, DIY Beauty on Purpose, so you can get inspired as well there. And hopefully you love what you see and join our YouTube family also. Have a blessed day, have fun creating, and I'll see you later. Bye.